it's Blake from Black at ND, bringing to you another episode. We have with me my fellow co-host.
It's me, fellow co-host Euda.
Hey everybody, it's D.
Hey, what's up? It's Emorja.
So yeah.
Blake don't know what he doing, y'all. Sorry. Anyways, continue.
I believe in you, Blake.
What's going on?
You gotta keep going.
It's hard to understand that y'all believe in me when y'all are cutting me off before I get started.
We're rooting for you.
Thank you. That's what I appreciate. So today I wanted to bring a topic to y'all, basically talking about the party environment on campus. Last year we was dealing with COVID, all types of things, so it was really hard to like enjoy ourselves. Had to stay inside. It's cold in South Bend. Like, who won't do that? You know, not me. So this weekend we had, you know, a little banger, you know, a little something, you know what I mean? Y'all gonna see in the video, and let's get it started.
Okay. Let's see what we got.
Video?
Okay. Yeah.
So was this someone's house or?
Yeah, it was someone's house, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Give us all the details.
Okay, so look,
Please.
that was about 140 people there, and I'm not gonna lie, that's a big party. Like everybody was sweating. The
Was this a
windows was
Halloween
open.
party?
Huh?
Was this a Halloween party?
It was the Halloween party.
I think I saw Wilma Flintstone in there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like a big thing is everybody was dressing up. Now I didn't have a costume on because
Lame.
you know I feel like I'm a character in itself. So
Is that what it is?
Get out of here.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't need to work anybody else's agenda but my own. But either way it go, everybody was dressing up. And I mean everybody. It was looking nice. I was enjoying myself. Either way it go, there was a backyard. They had like a living room area, front door, patio, people outside. It was like 3 big old speakers playing music. They had like the lights, all types of stuff. They had Capri Suns and Fantas and things like that. So
Hilarious.
people can drink. And it was just a great time. Like, I mean, one thing I will say, the music wasn't like all that.
Who was the DJ?
I don't want to throw people under the bus, but
You already know people on the
I mean, right.
bus, so go
Did you
ahead.
go to this party?
the music could have
Deontay?
been better. That's all I gotta say.
Were you the DJ?
Nah, no.
Oh.
I wasn't at the party. I was in Detroit. I went to Detroit this
You went to
time.
Detroit. Why was in Detroit?
And let me tell y'all, I had a good time. I
What
went
were
to
you
like
dressed
this.
up as? I saw your thing.
So I was like a
Yeah, she was on a date with
sexy
somebody.
70s girl. Like I was giving like very 70s, like psychedelic type print dress. It was cute with a little hat and some boots. And I was like, okay.
boots.
I was giving very much DIY, do it yourself.
Okay.
But it
Halloween.
looked really good.
Thank
Really
you.
happy
And I had sent me a little blind do up. I know y'all seen it. I
Oh,
was
Mary J.
looking
Blige.
good
Okay,
with the
man.
I took it off because I need to make it into a wig. That's the truth. I had glues in my hair. I was like, I can't do it. But I did have fun in Detroit. I went to this like gay bar and it was so lit. Like when I tell you it was so lit, and they ended up playing bounce music, which I for one could appreciate. Like it was the closest I got to home. I said, dang, it took me almost 3 hours
You
to
had to drive,
get
close
3
to
hours to get to some, real nice black
Just like
folk.
an impromptu Detroit trip?
Yes, it was very, because I wasn't gonna go at first, which is why I didn't have any costumes. I was like, ooh, I really need to do work and I'm paying for it now. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, come on, let's have a good time. So it was an all-girls weekend. I actually met with some Notre Dame alums. And it was fun, yeah, it was a great time.
That's what's up.
Did you dress up in Emorja for Halloween?
What did I do for Halloween? No. Actually, no. So here's the thing. It's funny because, last year Halloween, I remember I went to Roots Chris. And I just went.
Big
I
money.
just went.
Casually.
No, but here's the thing though. So I had,
Yes, to
that's
New
when we were all
York.
doing like the COVID testing on campus. Campus we had to go like every couple of weeks. And after I went to Roots Chris, I was like, let me go to the track and just go like walk around for a little bit. I got to the track and I got a call from Notre Dame, health services or whatever. And they said, we want to see if you checked your results, see that, let you know that you had COVID. I said, I said, are you sure?
No.
I said, I'm fine.
You bought the COVID to Roots Chris. How could you? My God.
So I say that to say this year for Halloween, I just sort of kept it low.
Yeah.
So maybe next year I'll dress up and I'll do something. But I mean, I've seen people I was looking on Instagram. I saw people dressing up because last year, I guess. Maybe during Halloween, did we do something last year even though
I feel
there
like
was
people
COVID?
still went out. They shouldn't have.
I think they did
Yeah,
go out.
absolutely did.
Yeah, I remember what happened last year. A lot of people caught COVID.
I mean, It was. It's still out there now.
No, it's a real thing. But last year, like they had somebody who set off a bomb in the community, and it was just like terrible. Like they was the only person with COVID, like, and they just brought it into a room full of people without COVID. Like,
remember how y'all ran on the field last year? Never.
I didn't one.
Well, I'm about to say y'all mean students.
I don't like how you just put me in with
Yeah, because I wasn't even there. I was watching from home. I was like, look at these folks.
Right.
Who is y'all? You know what I mean?
Who is y'all?
That was
I
crazy.
tell you.
And I'm surprised they didn't get in trouble for that. But
It was way too many people to even be like, oh, we know you were in the middle of the field.
But they got him on film. Like, you on film doing that. It ain't like people ain't gonna see it again. You know what I mean? Every time Jenkins in his room, he just watching the highlight clip or whatever, he see your face.
I don't know. It's too many people. You know
That's
what
a
I
lot of
mean?
folks.
Like, if we would have punished everybody, that's
Everybody.
half the school is not in the school no more.
I mean, Jenkins didn't even get punished for leaving the bubble, so
Hey, yo.
that's
that part.
a whole
Yeah,
other
that-
conversation.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. He was
that
telling
part.
people to like stay 6 feet, blah 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 blah, and then he got caught like I
Lacking.
don't, matter of fact, I'm not gonna say this on air.
The facts of the thing that absolutely
Okay.
happened.
Yeah.
Say
Okay.
what the facts.
The real thing that we all saw happen.
Nah, but real talk, like he was fangirling, like
I love that.
Over who?
who was it?
AC, I can't even say her name. What is
At
it?
the
AOC?
Trump, it's not
Oh,
AOC.
No, it was the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now
yes,
that
yes.
you're not remembered, I can't remember.
I can't
it.
right now.
And I had it.
It was around a bunch of like
Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Amy-
Yeah.
What do they
Remember
say
that.
her? What do they call her? Like ABC, AOC?
It's
It ain't
her.
RBG.
Okay.
ACB, right? Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah.
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 Amy Coney Barrett,
Anyways,
yeah.
yes, he absolutely was fangirling.
Yeah,
I love the
yeah.
term fangirling applied to.
I know, right?
I
Our
didn't wanna
president.
apply that to
No.
but you
Term
know,
applied well.
it is what it is.
I mean, but essentially, yeah, COVID is still a thing that does
He was
exist.
caught lacking.
Well, I do hope that everyone who did go to the party is safe. Although we're outside, I hope that y'all just make sure that you're good. Because I know it's required for students to be vaccinated, but we want to make sure that at least, even in those large numbers, that we are taking care of ourselves. But I wanted to just sort of pivot for a little bit. You know, we're talking about some things. Essentially, this episode is, it's related to FUBU, so for us by us. And for those who don't know, there was a Netflix show that came out. Was it last year? Maybe no, I think it was this year. High on the Hog, that speaks about the food that was brought from Africa to South Carolina, North Carolina, along the East Coast, and why it's so important. And I remember watching it, the first episode, and it took me a little while to get into it. But I was watching the first episode, and the guy, and I can't think of his name right now, but he was going to different places. Like he went to West Africa. What's the African country? Is it Benin? Is that, maybe I'm making that name up. I don't know. But
Bananas in Africa.
hey, okay, cool. Okay, yeah, so he went there. I could see it. So he went there, and they were showing like how the food was made, and so whenever they brought it like to the States, it's interesting to see how the little things that were, the little things became delicacies, and then we also see how influential foods like that became part of like Southern restaurants. For example, we know who Paula Deen is. There are restaurants who try to have like that Southern meal, but it's something that is, I don't know what it is, but it's something of the black fingers in the food that makes it so interesting that can't be duplicated. I know I couldn't even find nothing else. It's just fingers. So that's a really good show to watch. Like if you would really want to know more about the history of our food, I would really suggest checking that out. But also something that we just got an email about this today, how Notre Dame is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the first female class or female person, who was here on campus. And mind you, that was just in the 70s. So that's like literally not far at all. Yeah, that's not long at all. And whenever I think about that, I even still think about how close, segregation was, or how close, the civil rights movement was even right before that. But need to say we're gonna keep it positive today. So just bear that in mind.
Really keep it positive.
Yeah, but it's all good. But at least, I guess at least they're celebrating. And there was one black domer, and I can't think of her name right now, but we'll make sure to include her on our page, who was a part of that first or second class. But so we have some history in there as well too.
The point of the food, you made me think about the first time I went to like the I forgot the name of the museum, but it's like the Black Museum in Washington D.C.
Oh yeah, the African American Heritage. Museum?
Yeah.
I think it's just the African American Museum.
I feel like a longer name. The National. I have the hat.
It's like a Smithsonian. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
But
Thank you.
I went there and I remember them having like the cafeteria, and the cafeteria was
I ate that.
designed
Yeah.
by like
Yes.
because people really say that it's really good food. Like some people
Yeah.
really go there to eat, and it's like designed by like the certain types of southern foods that you can get and like that are attributed to like African American people, and the food is really good. Like the fried
Yeah.
chicken.
Yes.
So you're not gonna go in there and you're not gonna see
You
no
didn't
pizza
eat?
slice with.
I don't recall them having pizza at the moment, but they probably did. I mean, I had the soul food. I'm like, if I'm going to be there,
right.
I want to get that food. That's like me going to
It's
Pizza
part
Hut
of
and
the
getting a burger.
experience.
Yes.
I went after COVID and they hadn't opened the cafe yet. And so I was like, dang, it's like a big, huge part
Yeah.
of like going there is like the food is also, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on display,
Curated,
right?
very
Like
much.
also saying like, you know, this is a part of our
Certainly.
history.
Well, I feel like I went and I just never knew about the
Have you gone?
cafeteria. I mean, I've been to DC and I think I've seen like,
So you never visit the museum?
I feel like I have. I went on the whole museum.
Oh, you won't forget if you went.
I
Yeah,
was gonna
'cause
say it's an
it's-
experience.
it's an
You start in the
experience.
basement talking about
Yeah.
like slavery.
Slavery,
and-
like it goes up
Yes.
in
No,
dates
No, I went
as
to
you
the World
go
War II.
in chronological.
Might be.
It's good,
some
highly
state.
recommended.
You went to the one here in South Bend?
Nah, no.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I think I did. I mean, I went to a museum in South Bend, but like,
Oh, okay.
I don't attribute that to
They
my
had like
best
Emmett
experiences.
Till's suitcase.
Yes.
Coffin.
All
I'm
of
sorry.
That. All of
They
that.
had Emmett Till's coffin. Was there? If you don't remember seeing that, then you were not.
Yeah,
But
it
the-
was
the
deep.
real one, I didn't. Yeah, I haven't been,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's established.
Very good.
It's
real
good
ones?
stuff.
Highly recommended. Yeah.
Go check it out. You won't forget, I promise.
I'm
Nah,
gonna
you
the whole
won't.
experience.
Yeah.
Nah. Erda, what you got?
It's wild.
I do not have a fun light topic. I have a heavy sad topic
Lord.
about Ahmaud Arbery's trial.
Yeah,
is
I'm
about
watching that.
to get started. They're now
Yeah.
doing jury selection.
Right.
And so it kind of made me think about George Floyd's killer's trial.
Yeah.
And how after the verdict came down, a lot of racist people were saying that like, oh, like it was an unfair trial. There was no way that he would have been like acquitted. That because everyone was so scared that the riots and other like things were gonna start up again if the wrong verdict had come down.
Okay.
That's why the jury voted in the way that they voted, and not because they truly believed that he was like guilty of a crime. And so this is like a thing that's being brought up now with Ahmaud Arbery's trial, or just trying to find jurors who have not already heard of this case and have not already formed an opinion. Like they're finding it tough to do that because, you know, the media has been talking about this a lot,
Certainly.
which is fine. And so I'm just thinking like, is this what we have to do, like, in order to get even a sense of justice? Because real justice would have been for these black men to not have been killed, right? Like, do we have to almost threaten, like, the social safety net? Like, I remember I was working, like, answering phones over the pandemic right around the time of the riots for the Small Business Administration, and we were giving out loans for people who had to shut down their businesses because of the pandemic, right? And people were calling saying like, hey, I had to shut down my business because of, you know, people protesting in the streets. Do I get money for this? Like, do I get money for having to close it down? Do you have like riot assistance, all this other stuff that people were calling and asking over the phone? And so like, is this the level of threat that people, like white people specifically, have to feel before we get a verdict like the one that we got for George Floyd? Because if we think back to George Zimmerman, like he got acquitted, you know what I mean? He walked away scotch-free for murder. And so
that was the worst thing.
yeah, like
That was the worst.
is that where we got to take this, or is that a completely unfair assessment? Like, is it that the jury looked at the facts of what happened and they decided, yeah, he absolutely murdered George Floyd and should, you know, go to jail?
You know, it's funny. I haven't checked everything on the details, but now that you mentioned that, I will do that. Did they say when the trial will be?
I think they're saying they're supposed to start right around next week, like in the next couple of weeks to start like actual trial. They're maybe have already selected the jury or are currently in jury selection or finalizing the jury.
Okay.
I'm interested in who the jurors will be because every time I think about juries and jury picking and all that good stuff, I'm distraught and confused because you can't tell someone to take themselves outside of their bodies to figure out something like it doesn't make sense. Like subjectivity will always exist whether you pick the person who knew about it or whether or not. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But I would love to see how this is going to play out.
Right, it's just more of them saying that they can't trust their own judges to abide by the law. Because if we just strictly talking legal code, the dude murdered somebody. Like, he should go to prison. He killed somebody. The dude is dead, can't come back. The other dude is alive. He did it. Put him in prison. You know what I mean? It ain't got nothing to do with how everybody else feel. But I feel like that's the way that, that community, gets away with the law. And I feel like that's not cool. So, black people do have to riot and stuff like that. And they do have to make up, like, statements in their mind where it's like, all right, black people should have their own Walmart, should have their own, justice system, police department, stuff like that. But if you do that, how you gonna try someone of another, race in your court? So that wouldn't fix the problem. So that's why it's like, you do have to get a little angry.
On Walmart.
A whole lot of angry.
It really feels like people don't pay attention until you start burning stuff down. Like they don't pay attention until we start breaking windows, right? And so and that's a really trash way of discourse. You know what I mean? Because it's not like black people have not been complaining about killing us. You know what I mean? Like it's not like we've been fine with it this whole time. But no one really paid attention until we started breaking windows. And then the other part is I was kind of thinking about this, not the first person to bring this up, but would Black Lives Matter and would we have cared about George Floyd as much if it wasn't for the pandemic, if everyone wasn't sitting around at home?
The same thing.
You know what I mean? And I don't know that that's true. I feel like my assessment is that we hit a critical mass. It was just one too many killings, you know what I mean? Where it was just one after the other, after years of already having, police brutality be a problem, that it was just with that in the video and everything, it was just I think even without the pandemic, we would have still had Black Lives Matter in the protests of last summer.
Yeah. I think it was clear in the fact that he was standing on this man's neck. I think
there's no getting around it.
Yeah, it was the intimacy of the crime that I think really made people interested in it. Because okay, you can make various assumptions in the way that an officer shoots someone, but obviously if you're on someone's neck for more than 2 minutes, you're in the mind frame of killing them, period.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, certainly. No mercy. What story you got, D?
So I just wanted to talk about financial freedom, because obviously there are many ways to support the Black community, but I just feel like our class, our day and age, people who are close to me, they see financial freedom as the way to move past the oppression that has shackled us for years. And I like to believe that, but I'm also I don't like capitalism, and capitalism is rooted in racism, so how are we gonna work around this system if the system wasn't built to work for us?
I got you.
And so I've been seeing a lot of celebrities who obviously have money to build things for the community. So they've been building homes, and some are building schools like T.I. and Tiny. They are building a compound in Atlanta, and I think it's supposed to have 200 residential homes, and they're supposed to be making them affordable. And so I just want to ask you guys whether you guys think that financial freedom is the key, or are there other combination of things that we might need to fully succeed in this Americanized world?
Yeah, and I'll say this quickly because I'm going to wrap this up soon, D. I would say, one, having the space, being financially free of debt is one thing that I believe would also unlock opportunities for us in the future. One, with having that, we can invest in homes, we can invest in property, we can invest in businesses, we can invest in stocks and bonds. So, there are things that we can do, but the problem is we always have so much debt because we're trying to get to where we want to be in life, but to get there, people take out loans, people take out this, people take out that, credit cards. The bane of everyone's existence, most people's existence. That's the thing that a lot of people get caught up with. But I do believe that financial freedom will solve a lot of problems. Will it solve all problems? No. But having the knowledge of how the system works and how we can benefit from it is definitely something that I believe that we all should take part of. What y'all got?
Yeah, I feel like, what is that saying of the master's tools
We'll
can't...
never dismantle the master house. That's exactly what I was thinking. Audre Lorde, cite Black women.
Yes. Capitalism is a tool of oppression, right?
Yeah.
And so I agree, I want to say in the short term, absolutely financial freedom absolutely will help in material ways. You should kind of aim for that, because that's how you live a good life, in this world that we live in, right? But I also think in the long term, like capitalism cannot stand. Again, this is one of those don't get me started type of things of just
I feel it.
And like my idea, like when I was younger, I used to think like, what's financial freedom? And I used to think it's like I walk in the store and I could buy anything that I want. You know what I mean? I don't have to look at the price to decide, you know, can I afford this in the moment? Blah, 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 blah. But like now I think about it, y'all are right. Like it's the whole perception of needing to get this thing that I don't really need, and not having a great understanding of my needs and wants. So I feel like in order to get the black community out from where they are is to stop wanting things that we don't really need. Like, to be honest, you know, I don't get why we buy Jordans. I buy shoes because it's like, all right, I'm gonna be fresh. But it's like, you know, why are we really buying these shoes? Like half of the stuff that we buy is just frivolous and we don't even take care of it or, you know, care for it in the later days. So that's really what I feel.
I'm doing this thing, and maybe you guys will hold me accountable. And I'm on day 2 of No Spend November.
Oh, I like that. We should add that to the
No
Spend November.
Yeah, where I've paid my, you know, on the first paid my rent, my bills, all of that, and I'm trying to literally not spend money on anything else except for like food. And even
tomorrow,
then, like.
yes.
I think I have enough food in the fridge to last through November.
Okay.
And I'm really going to actively try and do it and not purchase anything.
You know what? Actually, keep that idea. So this is going to be a challenge for everyone. This is not planned at all. So for the rest of the month, we'll actually, because this is so brand new, let's get through this week, starting next week for some people, because this comes out on Thursday. Starting on Sunday, see if you can get all of your bills taken care of for the rest of the month. Don't spend any excess money that you do not need to spend. Like you don't need no new shoes right now. You good. You got socks for the winter. I mean, you good. So I want to actually have everyone to join us with that challenge. That's gonna be a little tough for me, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stick to it. Well, wait, does Thanksgiving count?
I mean, yeah, it has to, right?
I'm going home for Thanksgiving, so I don't know.
I mean, right? That's the thing. It's like. Then at the point where you start being like, oh, that's not frivolous, I'm going home. Or though it's not frivolous, I need socks. It's not frivolous. Let's say this, whenever you break, because I feel like I'm on day 2 and it's hard. Whenever you break, like post it on Instagram and like tag us and say like what broke you. What was the thing that you were like,
that would be great.
This is the thing that I felt absolutely necessary.
Okay, so starting from right now, from the time you hear my voice, no more spending unless it's absolutely necessary. That means bills. What else is necessary?
Rent.
Gas.
Gas, all of that.
Food,
but anything else?
But not like Chipotle, but like groceries. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, you can tell which things are frivolous and which things are not. Use your best judgment.
And like Euda said, whenever you break, let us know, post it, and we're going to be honest. Because we're going to be honest. All right. But anyways, so thank you all for joining us today. Any parting words?
Good luck. I'll see you on day 3 when I buy.
I know, right? Listen, we're almost to 2022.
Dude, that's not okay. All right, bye.
I'm telling y'all. But listen, y'all have a great day.